Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keegan, and welcome back to another episode of the Supercoach Diaries. Before we get underway, make sure you like this video, subscribe so you don't miss any of the other videos on this channel. Without any further ado, let's have a look at how my team went this week. So here are my results for the past week, and I had an absolute shocker. And to be fair, I don't think I was the only one that had a shocker. I think a lot of scores I saw were barely over 2,000. And if I picked my captain a bit better, I probably would have been one of those people. But this round I got 1,964. My team just did not fire this week, unfortunately. I won 2 out of my 6 league games. My best player was Luke Dowhouse, and my worst player was Pal Pepper. So not much really to say. I've only really dropped a slight bit in the overall ranking, 36,000, about where I finished last season. So my goal is, and I think I've said it in the past couple of videos, I want to finish in the top 20,000. I've never done that. I know for a lot of people it's probably not a major achievement, but for me, that's probably my one goal. Set an achievable goal this year in the top 20,000. I would be happy with that. Let's have a look at the team individually and any changes that I'm making into this week of football. So here's how my team is looking, and it is absolute carnage this week, and I'm going to explain why after I sort of go over how my team went last week. So Adams and Laird were amazing in the back line. They're really solid. Can't complain about them. Otten was very good. Even Newman, who's been dropped this week, and I'm going to have a rant about that in a second. He got 80, which was pretty good. Rance, Hampton, and Stewart. Well, Stewart wasn't scoring for me, but Rance and Hampton really did let me down the back line. In the midfield, Murphy seems to be an inspired pick. I'm sort of glad I traded him when I did. Bontempelli is... I'm so glad I brought him in. Dangerfield was a massive disappointment. He was my captain and he only made 90. Fife was okay. Beams was a bit of a letdown. Treloar and Hanbury are still not performing. Treloar especially is worrying. He's averaging 96, but he seems to get 35 touches a game, but he doesn't seem to score highly with those touches. And Power Pepper got 41, and he's starting to hit a bit of a wall with his form. And the rucks, Nankervis at 91 was still pretty serviceable, can't complain. Witts had an off week, but he's still making me a bit of money, which is good to see. In the forward line, Dalhouse had an amazing game, 145. I wish I had him as captain. I know one or two people that definitely had him as captain, and I wish I was one of those people. Then you got Franklin disappointed. Hoskin Elliott was pretty rubbish. Roughhead was pretty average. Butler was okay, and Ryder didn't actually play. He was suspended last week, so he's back in this week. So looking at that team, it was a pretty poor week last week, but this week has been absolutely thrown into chaos. People like Newman, who had a really good game in the back, and is one of the rookies almost everyone has, but he's been dropped this week by John Longmire, so people are really suffering, especially there are teams that might have a Barrett, might have a Jaeger, a Mira, might have a Newman, might have a Balich who's gone out with a hip complaint this week. There's a lot of teams that could really be struggling to field a full, solid team. And to be honest, there's no real rookies worth bringing in. Williamson from Carlton is probably the only rookie worth thinking about, but even then, he's not a great rookie. He's a bit of a spud, and I don't really want to replace spuds that I've already got on my team with spuds that are outside of my team, even if they are scoring. So what I've decided to do this week is I'm just going to leave my team. I'm going to back him in again to have a better week. I got Ryder back, which should be important, but to be fair, if he doesn't perform this week, he's going out for someone like a Jake Spencer or something, because he is being pretty poor. Other people that should be on notice, Hanbury and Treloar probably won't get rid of them, but they need to perform. Roughhead's one I could definitely look on. If I make a trade, he's probably one I could possibly upgrade. He hasn't really been setting the world alight. So really, those sort of players. Rance I'm going to have to keep because I don't really got no one else really to put in the back there. I can't afford the Simpsons and the Dohertys of the world. Adams and Laird have been really great, and I can't really complain about them. So there's about 5 or 6 I'm sort of keeping my eye on. But the strategy I'm sort of thinking of is I think I'm just going to stack my midfield first, and then from stacking of the midfield, then I'll go back to focusing on my backs and my forwards. But at the moment, if I can get my midfield up and going with all these premiums and they start scoring well, then I'm hoping that they can carry me through the rest of the rounds. Now, I know when the bye comes around, that could prove to be a bit of a problem, but we'll wait and see. As I said before, no trades, no rookies worth bringing in this week. Depending on how he goes with injury, Balich could be back next week. Fisher from Carlton could be, if he plays this week, could be looking to bubble up, and he could be one I could look to bring in. And the week after, someone like a Parsons who's suspended for 2 weeks could be a player I could bring in from Geelong because he looks like he's going to be a real player. So there's a couple of ideas I'm throwing around. Do let me know in the comments below if there's any rookies you think I'm missing, or if you think there is any premiums that you think I should be getting in, or should I focus on stacking my back line or forward line before I worry about completely polishing off my midfield? Do let me know in the comments below. As far as captains this week goes, I'm going to sit with Bontempelli. I'm going to start. I'm going to loophole in Dangerfield. I'm going to start with Bontempelli. They've got Brisbane. It's a big game for Robert Murphy. It's a 300, so you think that the Bulldogs would get up for it. And Bontempelli could be an amazing player through the midfield. He could be one that's going to really step up, and he could be one that I'm really thinking could go big. And if he doesn't go big, I've got Dangerfield in as backup. And I can't see Dangerfield having 2 quiet weeks in a row, to be honest. Well, guys, thank you for watching. There's my team. I can't say I'm overly impressed with them at the moment. Last week really did hurt. This week, I think a lot of people are going to be struggling. So if I can push out a decent score, the projected score is 2,173. If I could hit that, considering the amount of carnage a lot of other teams have going on with rookies and players not playing like O'Meara and whatnot, it could actually be a pretty decent score. So if it can reach that potential, great. If I can push over to that 2,200 mark, which is sort of my aim every week, then I'd be extra happy with that. Do let me know in the comments below how your team's tracking, on any changes you think I should be making this week, next week, into the future. Do let me know. Let me know all that. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.